Can everybody hear me well?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, great.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Arti Sharma. Welcome all of you to this webinar on tradition, trust, and transformation, a unique blend for urban cooperative banks.
Hear me well?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
I think there was a lag. That's why the thing got repeated. But Akanki, you can start. Hopefully, there is no lag again.
Sure, ma'am. I was just seeing once if everybody is in. I'll just please.
Hi, good afternoon.
We are just waiting for Miss Arti Dhole to join. Once she is
Okay.
in, I'll begin.
Hello, Vishram sir. Hello, Madan sir.
Good afternoon. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Hello, Sonali and Srishti.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon. So I'll start with Vishram sir because he has selected the first question, and good to start with him on so potential. So we'll get potential start.
So we have to start with the question.
Any round of introductions required, Yogesh, or we are good? It's done on WhatsApp.
It's done on WhatsApp, but I think I don't know. Is there
Uh,
audience going to be part of it for which formally we'll have to introduce, or it is a closed session? I don't know.
Sir, I'm going to do that. I was just
Okay,
waiting
okay.
for Arti ma'am, but I think I'll bring her in when she joins later.
Okay, okay.
I'll begin. So, I'm Ekanki Sharma. I welcome all of you to this webinar on tradition, trust, and transformation, a unique blend for urban cooperative banks in the digital first world on behalf of Salesforce with B2B, the TFM, as a knowledge partner. Today, we shall be discussing the roadmap for retooling the banks with new digital infrastructure and the ways to re engage with the customer in the digital age. We shall also understand leveraging analytics for efficient and scalable digital operations in the urban cooperative banks. To begin, I would like to invite Ms. Srishti Mittal, Director, Solution Engineering Salesforce, to express her views with us. Over to you, Ms. Mittal.
Thank you. Am I audible? Just checking.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So thank you everyone for joining in today. I'm Srishti. I lead solutions engineering for West Financial Services for Salesforce. And I'm very excited to speak to you about how Salesforce is helping every company drive customer success. Let me just share my screen, and I have a short presentation that I'll walk you through. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So what I'm going to walk you through today is a perspective on how Salesforce is committed to help you connect with your customers, drive productivity, improve margins, and future-proof sustainable growth by leveraging analytics. We're going to be discussing a few ideas on how to reach new customers, re-engage with existing customers in this digital-first world, how to basically leverage smart analytics and enable your employees to, embed smart analytics into their workflows and make better decisions. And we'll also discuss on how to build or rather upgrade your digital infrastructure. I will also share an incredible customer story of how a bank leveraged us to create a standout customer digital experience. And in the interest of time, I will also walk you through a very short demo story. So moving on, before I begin, I want to give you a quick reminder that Salesforce is a publicly traded company and customers should base their purchasing decisions on products and services that are currently available. So at Salesforce, our vision, I'm just introducing Salesforce, what our vision has always been to help you connect with customers in a whole new way. And this vision has guided every single action we've taken in the last 25 years. It has helped us to become the world's #1 AI-based CRM. And what do customers want today? So, or rather demand today is frictionless hybrid experience. Customers want to combine digital and human interactions. They want proactive outreach. They want personalized services. And as technology continues to advance, the playbook for customer engagement is also evolving. The customer today, on an average, interacts with 10 different touch points at any given point of time. And what this means for you. So this means that you need to evolve to a simpler tech, which is more agile and scalable. And it helps you or enables you with the ability to quickly adapt across all channels, all lines of business, all data sources, and with new technology. And no matter where you are, you can reach your customer and interact in the way they want to be reached out. Just a touch point. I'm still audible. There are no, so my screens are visible. Just before I move on.
You're good.
Yes. Okay. So, and how do you do this? How do you reach your customer? So the idea, the perspective that we are sharing today is that, I'm sorry, I'm hearing some lag.
No, that's fine, Shrishti's.
Oh, okay. So how do you do this? By moving away from financial product or a channel focus to a data-driven relationship with your customers. And by putting your customers at the center of everything that you do. What we propose are these 3 imperatives that will help you drive definite impact. That is accessing your new customers through targeted marketing, building trust and loyalty with your existing customers with personalized service and engagement, and future-proofing your sustainable growth by finding pockets of growth by leveraging smart analytics and empowering your employees to make better informed decisions. Moving on, so how Salesforce is equipped to do that, and just talking about what Salesforce can help you do that, how it is business ready, agile, and scalable. So I'll just explain to you what it means. So we can help you unify and harmonize all your data, which is trapped in various silos, in various departments, scattered everywhere, in various formats, structured, be it unstructured. If, as you can see here, we're talking about behavioral data, we're talking about financial data, we're talking about transactional data. So and whether it's first party or third party, we will help you create a single view of that customer, which we call the single source of truth. What this becomes is your operating system for growth. It is the base that enables you to create any other solutions and helps you drive profitability and gives your business better agility. So once you have this single view of customer, it helps you understand your customer, because we're talking about bringing customer at the center of everything that you do. So it helps you understand your customer's financial aspirations, goals. So you understand where your customer is coming from, how they want to be reached. And while we're talking about this, I have just plotted down a journey of how your customer, be it marketing, lead generation, from prospect, onboarding them, servicing them, and retaining them. And Salesforce today so I have kept it very simple, but Salesforce today has very intelligence embedded in every solution and in its entire platform and every app. So what that brings is intelligence into the workflow. You can automate workflows. So automation gives you a very big leverage. We have analytics, which are AI powered analytics. I'm just bringing in, there is Copilot, which we have recently introduced, which is conversational AI. So what that essentially means is that you can simply talk to your CRM, give them instructions and take actions and get your work done. It is so simple. And I don't want to complicate things from in giving the technical background, but it is applicable to any size and scale of business. And we can create it in any part of your journey as well. So let me give you an example of, for example, if you imagine that your RM, they could have all their priorities and action items listed out when the day begins, and every lead scored automatically so that they know who are the important ones, or they have an list of customers that are potential churn customers that they need to address immediately. Imagine if your marketers could generate customer segments and narrow down leads that are most likely to convert, so that they can spend their ad campaigns effectively with more ROI for the leads that are most likely to convert. And imagine service agents, they have accurate replies generated already, and all they have to do is hit send. So then they can service a lot more customers than giving you scale. So instead of talking of all these things, let me talk about just a simple short story on, modern onboarding experiences. And let me walk you through a small demo. So let's see this in action. So here I'm talking about an RM assisted demo. And let me just play it for you.
I have logged in as a relationship manager, and I start my day by checking my leads, targets, my achievements, and so on. As an RM, my top priority is to meet my numbers quarter on quarter. The homepage gives me a clear view of my book of business, wherein I'm seeing that I have to fill the gap of 30%, saving a lot of my time looking for information across multiple systems. With this intelligent view, I decide to work with leads that have higher lead score so that I use my time wisely. I see that Shilpa is a good prospect with high lead score. As an RM, I use my mobile device where the same information is available on the go in real time. I meet Shilpa and understand that she needs personal loan. I see that most of the data points here are pre-filled with the help of various integrations and OCR capabilities, thus minimizing my data entry time. I quickly capture a few more information from Shilpa to assess her loan eligibility. The guided journey is helping me in not only capturing relevant information, but also running the application journey quickly. I see that eligibility is a success for Shilpa, and at the same time, a loan application is auto-created in real time. This is where I validate and capture a few more data specific to loan details, and based on the details captured, system runs integration checks and validations basis predefined rules and confirms whether the application is a straight-through process or will have to be referred to the credit team. And as it turns out, it's a straight-through process, and Shilpa is my new customer. Her loan account is created and is ready for dispersal, making Shilpa overjoyed. And at the same time, as an RM, I have overachieved my target for the quarter with the help of prioritized leads, workflow automations, and connected processes.
So while I've walked you through this demo, it is actually that simple, and actually that simple to onboard someone in minutes.
Hi, I logged in as a...
So, and what does this mean for you in terms of impact? So we create a unified layer of engagement for all your stakeholders. So this is not just for an RM, but any persona across sales, marketing, service, analytics. There is impact. And while I have talked about a lot of KPIs here, let me just walk you through a impactful story for RBL Bank. So RBL Bank was struggling to create a standout consumer digital experience compared to their digitally native competitors. And it needed an agile solution to drive exponential growth across product lines such as credit cards and retail loans. So what we did for RBL is we deployed a unified Salesforce platform for onboarding for all its lending units onto a single solution. including loan origination, consumer onboarding, and credit decisioning across its products. And these products were of the tune of credit card business, as well as rural vehicle and tractor finance. So what happened is lead generation from online and offline channels flow into a single system. And these leads include website, digital aggregators, direct selling agents, and retail chains. So once the lead is captured, more than 15 API integrations with internal and external systems help them to rapidly run multiple eligibility checks, verification waivers, fraud and negative profile checks, and even it even does an upsell eligibility check before onboarding a consumer. So with all this increasing automation in credit decisioning process, underwriting and credit approval also happens on Salesforce. And with access to real-time data, managers run work with teams to stay on schedule. What this resulted in was a reduced stat by 30 to 40%. It actually reduced it from what used to take 4 weeks to 2 days. And we are working towards reducing it further. Real-time data checking has also boosted data accuracy from 92% to 100%, almost 100%. And it has decreased 50% of the credit card onboarding time for its external channels. So all this, I mean, this is just an example of how it helps. Here I have, built, because I showed you a very short demo on origination and onboarding RM assisted, what demo could be. But if you're interested in knowing more about lead management, origination and onboarding, do-it-yourself journeys or underwriter experience, and even advanced analytics, because this is a very powerful tool, what I encourage you is to, scan this QR code and it will lead you to a website where you can just walk through and watch these demos at your own pace. With this, I will thank you for your time. This was a short introduction to Salesforce, and I will now move on to the panel discussions and ask Yogesh sir to take on. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Srushti, for nice presentation and walkthrough of various offerings of Salesforce. And in fact, the customer 360 what you showed, it is very important nowadays. Everybody's talking about AI and workflows and data analytics, but everybody is wondering like how we should implement this. So all these questions will start with this panel. Okay, and we are privileged to have some of the eminent speakers from cooperative banking industry and who have been in the industry for years. So they understand the pain, as well as they all are technology players. So they understand the cutting edge technology, and they themselves have some kind of stories in their mind, so as to how we can create a blend of a technology as well as the unique cooperative banking model. So let us understand from them. So we all know all the speakers, but let me check if Akanki, you would like to introduce, or shall we start?
Sir, I'm doing that.
Okay, please.
I also want to thank Ms. Mittal for the enlightening presentation. I hope everyone gathered a lot from her presentation. Now we have this panel discussion, and it's again titled Tradition, Trust and Transformation, a unique blend for UCBs in the digital first world. I welcome you, Yogesh sir, the moderator of our session, Mr. Yogesh Valunjkar, Director, Dombivli Nagrik Sahakari Bank, and our panelists, Ms. Arti Dhole, CTO, Cosmos Bank, Mr. Niranjan Railker, CTO, DNS Bank, Mr. Vishram Dixit, MD and CEO, NAMCO Bank, Ms. Sonali Kalyanikar, Regional Vice President, Financial Services, Salesforce, Mr. Madan Gopalaswamy, Chairman, Adarsh Cooperative Bank, and Mr. Kailash Pawar, CIO, Pune People's Cooperative Bank. Welcome everyone once again. I'm looking forward to an engaging panel discussion. Yogesh sir, over to you now.
Okay. Once again, nice good afternoon to all of you. So as discussed, we shall start, and I would like to start with Vishram sir. So Vishram sir, as we saw in the presentation, Okay, you are MD and CEO of a bank, upgoing bank, and Nashik is a place where you actually have the blend of customers. Anyhow, the cooperative bank is the model or the audience that we have customer. So there we have a one vertical of senior citizens, one vertical of mid-age group, and some of the youngsters, and even kids are also joined because we are kind of a family bank. So there is an attachment when customer actually opens account with. It doesn't only open the account, but he actually gets attached to the bank. So this is the kind of the business model all of us cooperative banks are in. So I want to highlight the problem statement or the challenge that we are facing, because the solution, one of the key solutions as we saw, is the Salesforce. But let's get more clarity on the problem statement itself. Like, what are the customer expectations? Because I said we have different verticals or a segment of customers, and their expectations are changing, okay, day by day, especially after COVID, when the digitization accelerated like anything. So on these things, what are your thoughts, or what is your experience about the customer expectations?
Customer expectations are changing very fast, and the digital services that are offered, like Mittal ma'am has explained about the RBL project she has started with. So these expectations are changing for cooperative banks also, and people expect these cooperative banks also should be at par with the all other banks which are techno-savvy. So first and foremost problem is the digital transformation. The digital transformation is the problem because there are so many softwares available in the market. Banker doesn't understand properly which software suits their needs. So as a NAMCO, we have started working on a channelized format. What we want to do in next 6 months, next 9 months, next 10, 12 months is formulated first. Then the roadmap is being created. See, for example, that RBL digital platform for loan, which he explained about. So all these needs are likely to be needs of the cooperative banks also, but they have to be in a phased manner. First and foremost, the transformation is a problem for the capex generation, non-availability of capital funds, or non-giving proper attention for the required capital funds to be infused for the infrastructure purposes. This is the first part that the management side faces about. Second part is the skill set in the staff. At present, the skill set in the staff is improving day by day, but that is not at par with the nationalized banks or not at par with the private sector banks. So once these documents are being introduced to them, systems are introduced to them, their working passion doesn't change. So that remains a problem to me. When we started last year, the in-house program in Excel model, only one person's initiative made the change. But once the person has been taken to some other department, the likely work got hampered. So what was he doing? He said that until 6 o'clock, whatever inverted loan documentation that will take place will be either sanctioned or rejected. Being a retail, his working fashion was to give the decision in 1 hour, and that decision was through Excel model system. So if he updates, or if his staff updates only first 2 pages of the information, entire documentation and the sanction letter would come up within a 15-20 seconds. So only filling those 2 pages was the key initiative. Then the likely work was to check the physical KYC, physical documentation, physical verification of those documents, and to give the decision. So these transformations in cooperative sectors are happening, but they are very slow. So that's why I say that first problem we have is the digital transformation. Second is the competition. The facing competition is both way. One is banker in RBL or HDFC, they go to a marketing style, marketing fashion. There are so many channels they are available on. They have internet availability for onboarding their loan proposals as well. These competitions are very heavily faced by the cooperative banks, and you will see that in last few years, the credit deposit ratio of the cooperative banks is getting hampered due to the large extent. This is the basic reason. Third part is the risk management. While taking and onboarding several softwares in the system, the proper risk management and proper IT solution-oriented personalities is a HR problem for the cooperative banks. Once these problems can be handled properly, the onboarding of the many of the products on the CBS would be much more easier. Third one is the members' engagement and retention. As you see, the new generation is not keen to open manual accounts. They want online accounts to be opened. They will only visit once to physically sign the papers. Likewise, in loan cases also, they don't want any physical interference. They want everything to be available on the website, on the mobile application. So all the upload formats, then their statement of accounts, their information about the income, their information about their requirement has to be put on the system only. So these are the basic challenges these the cooperative banks are facing. And besides that, the major challenge would be the compliance culture. So while doing all these things, bank also need to take the compliance at the top while taking on all the solution orientations available in the market that suits to a particular organization.
Excellent insights, Vishram sir. And I could see like you have the digital transformation you have initiated, and right from the manual process, because you know the technology, unless the people are trained and tuned, the technology will not be leveraged to the extent it is designed for. So you are on absolutely on good track. So while you were replying, I saw Sonali was keenly watching, and she was, I think her reply is ready, what value add she can make. So Sonali, very quickly, can you just reply to the problem statement and the challenges raised?
Yeah, sure. It sounds so familiar. And like Vishram sir said, especially the new to bank NTB customers, the younger generation, somebody spoke that you get attached to a bank, you get attached to an organization and would want to continue. But the newer generation would want all the facilities that sir spoke about, right? And that's exactly what we do with every financial institution. A quick introduction. I lead the financial services team for Salesforce in India, across the country, north, south, west, east. All large banks, small banks, everything falls under my purview. And the kind of engagements that we are having with customers is, sometimes I feel 24 hours are less, because that's the kind of speed at which innovation is happening. And, we are also a global company, we are also catching up with it. Creating this whole journey of onboarding customers digitally, we have solutions and phase-wise. Vishram sir, you mentioned about you can't do a big bang approach for everything. And we absolutely understand that. Even banks, even the big banks don't do a big bang approach. They will just give us one journey to start with. Like one of the largest private sector banks, we're just doing one credit card onboarding. That's it. We do that well. RBL, we've done 7 journeys so far, but it was never all together. It was one by one. So that's something that we absolutely understand. The leadership team in India at Salesforce, we are headed by Arundhati ma'am. Everybody knows her. I don't think so I need to introduce her, but she understands banking world like nobody else. And I get the opportunity to work with her directly day in, day out of what is the right approach to solve problem for bankers. We have answers to everything that you've said, and maybe at a later date, next week we're going to meet in person, hopefully. And I personally leading this whole team, very keen to engage with each one of you to understand and curate solutions to the problem statements that you would have. So that's all I would say right now, Yogesh sir.
Perfect. So, like your products, your implementation approach has been agile. That's
Yes.
what I understand.
Yes.
So, and that is the way forward. And I could see Madan sir has want to share something. He's a chairman, so we will get some another hat and what are his thoughts. So, Madan sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Yogesh.
Yes, sir.
See, I have been personally observing the evolving environment in the bank or around the bank. It all started with manual ledgers. Then we had a novel networked environment. Then we had Microsoft Windows. Then anywhere banking and core banking has come. And our accounting software or a core banking software is now more or less stabilized. Most of the banks have it. Only with RBI mandate, every cooperative bank has started core banking.
Yeah.
So it is more than a decade and all. So what is beyond core banking? We were all looking at about 10 to 12 years back. So we started with a RuPay card and ATM. Then came mobile banking, sending SMSs. Then we had what is known as all payment systems like UPI and all, QR code generation. So we have been continuously evaluating the competition and also customer needs. But still we could not find appropriate technologies for onboarding a customer digitally, whether through eKYC or video KYC, or for that matter, re-KYC also digitally doing, e-signing and loan origination, new customer identification, lead generation. So we have some ticketing software which we are using and tracking the customer requests and all. But in any case, the urban banks today, in the last 2-3 years, they have been expanding very well. Reserve Bank of India has been granting licenses, and from Telangana, there are about 50 banks, out of which more than about 15 banks are of a reasonable size, who can go for digitalization of digital onboarding of the customer, acquiring customer for loan. See, now this buy now, pay later. If somebody goes to a Samsung showroom and buys a TV, in 5-10 minutes, he is completing the transaction and he is getting 5-6 installments. And similarly, HP laptop he is able to buy. And all these customers who are coming to the cooperative banks earlier are not visiting the bank. And we are not able to get those small ticket loans. And it is only the need of the customer is already understood. If somebody is in the house, he is ordering some groceries in the night, early morning 5 a.m. he is getting. The customer is also dreaming that he wants a TV to be delivered and financed within that half an hour. Which is that bank, which is the financial institution, is no more concerned. He is only concerned about the EMI and the rate of interest. So one more challenge is we are not able to cater to all the members of the family. Maybe who was loyal to us for the last 10, 15 years, that family member is only with us. Rest of the family members have accounts with some other banks. And they are also availing loans and they are using credit cards and all. Due to lack of infrastructure only, the cooperative banks are left out. The challenge now I see is like this. Technologies are available. Various vendors are available. But how to integrate as a single product? We were evaluating for eKYC. See, some sort of Aadhaar e-signing is required. Some connective services are required. A comprehensive solution is required for these banks. Along with Salesforce, what are the other products that need to be taken to make a channel online?
Right, sir. So
I will leave it here.
yeah.
And
Yes, sir. So chairman sir has said, the board, what are the expectations and how he want to take it ahead. Like the competition is round the corner, and as it says, like what you are doing today, if you continue to do it tomorrow, then you will not be in the business the day after. Okay. Similarly, the situation is like perform or perish. Okay, for the every bank, not only cooperative bank, but for that matter, every financial service entity. So they have to be competitive, they have to be customer friendly. All those expectations are there. But still, there are, there is one mindset is like, should we go fully digital? What are the risks associated? Lot of frauds are happening. We have a big chunk of the senior generation where they still they are scared to do digital transactions. So it is reflecting on the bank's digital transformation program also. So how fast we should go? What are the risks associated? The risk for going to digital transformation is higher, or risk to not to go with digital transformation fast is higher. So this is the question many cooperative bankers are facing, and we have our leaders who has actually executed, and she has passed all these phases. So we want to hear from the leader, Arti madam. So how she handled this, and can you guide on the risk for the fellow bankers, like on the either side, and how to mitigate that risk? Ma'am, you're on mute, please. Okay.
Thank you, Yogesh, for giving this opportunity. Thanks for these questions, because it's really challenging for all the industry, and we have to decide on whether we should go digital or not, because cooperative sector is always having that kind of a mindset while going for the digital transformation. But as you said, digital transformation, actually, we cannot avoid. You can see that after the COVID, a lot of changes has happened. The way the peoples are banking with us has changed drastically, and there is no question that we have to go for the digital transformation. But how and when is the question, and I think that is more important, and that should be addressed. So when RBI has actually gone with the circular of cyber security framework, I think that is a very best example of categorizing the banks into different segments. And if we take level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 banks, their digital transformation expectation from the customer as well as their pace of adopting that digital transformation will be different, totally different.
Correct.
So if we don't decide to go with the digital transformation, you are not going to attract or retain the customers. The youth will not be attracted to you. So all this youth will flow to the private sector banks or public sector banks. So what we have to do is that we want to be in the competition. So we need to be in that phase, in that challenge. And so what I suggest, like if level 1 banks are there, just they have to understood their customers' pain areas and accordingly design their strategy so that they can understand what is the type of digital transformation or digital strategy they can adopt. Likewise, digital level 4, level 3 banks, they have gone ahead and have adopted most of the strategies like onboarding of the customers from Android device or websites, and then uh, making them their customers and offering different services like UPI or internet banking, mobile banking, or even a super app now is being a popular. Like Yono has done a history in that, we can say.
Correct.
So we have to design our strategy according to our type of customer. So may it be a rural based customer, semi-urban or urban customers. So we have to adopt the strategy, and while designing the strategy again, we also have to see that whether, see, one thing is that if we adopt the digital transformation, we are going to have the data. That data then we can further use it for further analytics. Like Salesforce is giving different kind of tools for the analytics, and then we can have the other opportunity to grab more and more customers. Like new to be customers, new to the bank is always having a challenge. So how we can adopt their credit score, how we can go with the spending pattern, or how we can go with their mindset is again a challenge. If we have a data, the internal data as well as external data, definitely we will be able to acquire those customers largely. So I think then there are certain strategies that we have to adopt. Again, a problem comes when RBI asks for the different data, and then we don't have the digital tools to gather the data. So these are some of the things. Even operational efficiencies need to improve because it directly has an impact on our bottom line profit. So for that also, we have to have the digitalized processes. So first, if we understand what are the customers' pain areas, then take a small step to digitize them. Maybe it may be a small process, but you can digitize that, and then you can go ahead with one and another steps and have a digital transformation in your bank as per the size, as per the requirement of your customers. So this is, I think, nutshell, we will be able to handle the digital transformation because customer right now, even today, every day they are having a utility. If they want to go outside, they use the Ola app or Uber app and book the. If they want to have food, then they go with the Swiggy, Zomato, and online transactions. So they are familiar with the digitization. Only we as a banker has to go a milestone ahead and give them that feeling also. So I think that steps is necessary. And of course, big fintechs like you are always having tools and platforms available for those banks helping out on digital transformation.
Perfect. So, as Arti madam said, so we don't have a choice. Okay, so the risk of going with digital transformation is much less with the current latest technologies and vendors such as Salesforce. So we should start with baby steps. On this, I want to have Sonali's view because you have implemented many customers, and of course, you know some of the banks must be having similar customer blend, so they have all generation of customers. Okay, so any such because that is the biggest obstacle that we people have cooperative industry. So how you look at it and what is your experience, any implementations that you have implemented recently?
I'll just give a small example. Salesforce is the #1 CRM company, which is customer service, right? It is more servicing the customer. That's our DNA, okay, globally. If you look in India, one thing that we have really mastered in the last 3 years is the lending part, the loan originations, right? The moment we got our data residency problem solved. Now our cloud is in India. We work with AWS and it's very much in India because that is the base norm required by RBI. PII data cannot go out. We understand all of that, right? And the moment we got that sorted, the floodgates have opened for us. So from a lending point of view, we have different type of solutions depending on the size of the bank, right? And how they would want, how many features they would want to switch on to start with for their customers. We spoke about new to bank customers and how it has to be integrated. Gopala sir spoke about, ma'am spoke about, doing that KYC, doing DIY journey is the flavor of the month or the flavor of the year, I would say, where banks are working towards how does my customer get onboarded digitally, right? There is no verification, not even a single visit to the branch. I was a Citibank customer for 20 years. After they got acquired with Axis Bank, I was wondering what next, right? And I didn't know Axis Bank was the one acquiring it. I just knew they were going to get acquired. My first reaction was, I need a backup, right? I didn't have any other bank account. I went to IDFC and I did the whole journey, which also touched with the R on Salesforce. The whole journey was digital. I've never visited an IDFC branch. I'm their customer for 2 years for credit card and savings both, right? So the whole journey of doing your eKYC, doing your video KYC, doing the Aadhaar integration, all of these integrations are readily available for us today. So we have really cracked the code when it comes to lending journeys. And of course, when it comes to servicing, CRM is anyways in our DNA. So we have solutions that will cut across.
Great. So the solutions you have now, I want to ask Niranjan, because he's the one who has implemented this or is implementing the agenda. So Niranjan, I want to ask you, like, your management has certain expectations from you, and as well the branch managers or the respective end customers may have some expectations. Okay, so the technology is the one entity who are going to manage the expectations from both the sides. Okay, from the management as well as from the customers, and there will be obstacles from both the sides. So as a CTO, how do you manage and how you look at it? Like, how did you execute?
Sure. So good afternoon, all of you. It's a pleasure being here with you all in the panel today. Yogesh, yes, it is really difficult to manage expectation from both the ends. At the one end, you have board members who constantly think of the budget that has been allocated, and rightly so. And on the other hand, our business users, they want things to happen. I mean, everything to happen automatically and as fast as possible and with the lowest risk. So it is really difficult. But then finding the right vendor, see, the one way any bank can do this is do it on their own. But it is in today's world, it is very difficult to have in-house solutions, maintain it. And now RBI coming with all of those guidelines and all. Following them as a bank gets difficult for us. Our task is banking. We are a bank. We are bankers basically, right? We are not technology house. So with that sense, it is very important for us to have a vendor backup, strong vendor to help us out. And the only key solution here is to finding a right vendor. Finding a right vendor for the solution is the only key for getting fitting the things together. So technology vendor is having the right vendor at the right for the right solution is our task, and that's what we do meticulously. Once that is done, I think then the rest of the things are taken care by themselves altogether.
Right, you said, or I think you raised a very vital point. because there are many incidences in coming in last few months. Like typically cooperative bank, we have budget constraints, because we have to have a maximized dividend so that we can address or satisfy the shareholders. So our view is how we can optimize the cost and how we can be more profitable. And just pursuing this, what happens, we have a little tendency to go with the cheapest or the L1 vendor, who is offering me the products, even if he is is not to the mark with the industry leaders. So we have that tendency. But last few years there has been experiences like all those companies either got acquired and they lost their teams and all. And we all banks, we face into the same problem. In fact, we have a bigger problem. The solution is not implemented. Sometimes we have paid also, the solution is not implemented, and again there is a question mark that I have to restart the entire operations again. Okay, so on this part, Sonali, I want to address this because you will find many banks, and Vishram sir, Madan sir, you all agree there has been incidents in last few months around this. So what are as a you represent a Salesforce which is a giant. Okay, so there will be we don't want to go with local vendor, which is okay, small vendor is okay, but there is some kind of fear that we have, like to go with Salesforce. Like Salesforce is a giant, and why they will consider a small bank? Even like Arti ma'am said, na, level 1, level 2 banks, 3 branches, 6 branches, even if they are they are doing good financially, also they are doing good, but they have this kind of fear, like why we should go to Salesforce. So this will come to you as you are entering into market. So what are your views on this? We'd like to hear.
Sure, Yogesh. A couple of things, right? Yes, we are a global company, but we are also pretty local, and we understand we can't charge US dollars price to our customers. It'll not work. Okay, we've realized that very well, and I'm repeating myself, but having a banker to head Salesforce in India understands the pulse of this industry very well, right? So one thing is we are working on local pricing as well. Even from a product point of view, there are different offerings that we have. We start, like I said, we don't do a big bang approach. We go with a platform approach, which is bare minimum required, and hence accordingly the pricing, right? If I'm talking to the largest private sector bank, I'll give the top of the line SKU where they really have to do everything at one shot. Whereas here, we work very closely with a lot of fintechs, smaller insurance companies, NBFCs, you name, Vistar Finance in South, they just do LAP, right? Loan against property, and that's their care, but they work with us. So we customize the solution which will fit into what the requirement is and not really do the big bang approach.
So it will fit into requirement as well as my budget, right?
We will make it work.
Yeah. Absolutely. You said it right. So I just also want to hear from Kailas Pawar, who is also one of the technology leader based in Pune, in different geography altogether. We hear from South, we hear from Nashik and Mumbai also. So Kailas sir, you there? I just want to hear from you, like where are you on this transformation journey? What are your challenges and expectations? Like, Kailash sir, can you hear? Perhaps he's not reachable for. So Vishram sir, being in the Nashik, UK.
Hello.
Yeah, Kailash
Hi,
sir, please go on.
Hi, Yogesh sir. Thank you for submitting to panel discussion. Today's big challenge is as a cooperative sector, urban cooperative, yeah, cooperative bank, yeah, small finance bank. Today's कस्टमर का जो भी है कि आज के डेट में मुझे फ्री में कितना मिल रहा है, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा अभी क्या हो रहा है, कस्टमर को चाहिए कि मुझे 1 मिनट में सोल्यूशन चाहिए और उसमें मुझे फ्री कितना मिलेगा. मीन्स आज ओपन मार्केट है. अभी आरबीआई का जो भी सर्कुलर आता है तो उसमें all circular cooperative bank, nationalized bank, private bank. और cooperative bank आज जो अर्बन cooperative bank है सबसे चैलेंज है कि प्रॉफिट आज आफ्टर कोविड हर बैंक का प्रॉफिट देखा जाए तो इनकम से ज्यादा एक्सपेंडिचर है जो मार्जिन होना है लोन का.
Sir, you went on mute. Yeah, please go ahead.
तो
Yeah, go ahead.
नॉमिनल मार्जिन है. हर एक 500 करोड़ की बैंक की साइज देखी जाए और उसका प्रॉफिट देखा जाए तो कोई भी बैंक का प्रॉफिट 5 करोड़ के ऊपर नहीं है. अभी 5 करोड़ के प्रॉफिट में उनको पूरा एक्सपेंसेस चलाना पड़ता है. दूसरी चीज और एक कि डिजिटल मार्केट आज क्या हो रहा है कि सब प्रोडक्ट डिजिटल यूपीआई. आज छोटी से छोटी बैंक हुई उनको जो यूपीआई ट्रांजैक्शन होता है तो नियर अबाउट 5,000 to 6,000 तक हो रहा है. पर ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट देखा जाए तो मिनिमम 50 पैसे तो 70 पैसा जा रहा है. मगर कस्टमर को कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. और आज के डेट में कस्टमर कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन करता है तो पहले 1 रुपीज का ट्रांजैक्शन करता है. मीन्स 1 रुपीज को भी कॉस्ट वही है, 10,000 को भी कॉस्ट वही है. सबसे ज्यादा चैलेंज देखा जाए तो टेक्नोलॉजी, स्किल, स्टाफ, प्रॉफिट, कस्टमर एक्सपेक्टेशन. कस्टमर को तो इजीली मिल रहा है. सबसे और चैलेंज देखा जाए तो 500 to 600 कोऑपरेटिव बैंक को सीबीएस का चैलेंज है. उसमें से 50% लोग आज भी मैन्युअली स्टेटमेंट बनाते हैं. मीन्स हम एक जगह पे बात करते हैं टेक्नोलॉजी पर टेक्नोलॉजी किसके लिए? बिजनेस के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी है क्या? बैंक आज के डेट में देखा जाए, मैं अभी जहाँ पे भी जाता हूँ या कोई भी बैंक फोन करता है कि ये वेंडर ने ये मार्केट में सॉफ्टवेयर लाया, ये साइबर सिक्योरिटी का टूल अच्छा है, पर इसमें कॉस्ट और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन जैसे कि अभी तक मैंने सबका सुना है. हम जब बात करते हैं तो लेवल 3 लेवल 4 बैंक की बात करते हैं. जो लेवल 1 और लेवल 2 की बैंक है उनके पास तो ऊपर से नीचे तक क्या हो रहा है. अपने को लगता है कि हम सब बदलना चाहिए मगर सबसे पहले मैनेजमेंट ने चेंज होना चाहिए. क्या होता है कि मैनेजमेंट जब चेंज नहीं होता है तो मिडल मैनेजमेंट भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता है और एंड रिजल्ट कस्टमर को भी सर्विस नहीं मिलती है. सबसे बात क्या होता है कि हम जो भी इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं तब तक बिजनेस चला जाता है. सबसे राइट वेंडर आज मार्केट में क्या होता है, कोई भी सर्कुलर आता है सेम चीज टूल लेके आज मार्केट में 50 या 60 वेंडर आते हैं. क्या होता है, सेल्स पर्सन जब आता है तो सेल्स पर्सन लैपटॉप में उसका एक डेमो प्रोडक्ट रहता है. तो डेमो प्रोडक्ट सबको अच्छा दिखता है. एक्चुअल जब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में जाते हैं तो सबसे ज्यादा इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में इशू आता है. ना उसका एसओपी रहता है करेक्ट, ना वेंडर को पता रहता है कि उसका स्ट्रेंथ क्या है और ड्रॉबैक क्या है.
Correct.
और जो भी आज साइबर सिक्योरिटी के प्रोडक्ट देखा जाए तो सबका कॉस्ट देखा जाए तो करीबन लाखों के ऊपर है. समझो आज डीएलपी किसी को लेना है या पैच मैनेजमेंट करना है या कोई भी स्पैम पैम, आरबीआई क्या करता है, सर्कुलर तो निकालता है मगर जिस बैंक का कितना टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहा है वो कोई नहीं देखता है. उनका एक जब ऑडिट होता है तो उनका कहना है कि सर्कुलर निकाला हमने, ये आपने इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया. मगर आज के डेट में कुछ तो भी किसी को तो भी लीड करना चाहिए. कौन से बैंक को क्या यूज करना है और कौन से बैंक को क्या, या कॉमन सोल्यूशन. आज क्या हो रहा है कि हर एक वेंडर हर एक बैंक को अलग अलग सर्विसेज दे रहा है, अलग अलग गाइडेंस दे रहा है. उसमें कुछ ही प्रॉपर इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो रहा है. इसमें एक चीज जो देखा जाए कि कॉमन सोल्यूशन आज के डेट में रिक्वायर्ड है कि वहां पे कॉस्ट शेयरिंग होना चाहिए और प्रॉपर इम्प्लीमेंट होना चाहिए.
Yes. Thank you, Kailash sir, on your views. In fact, as you rightly said, level 1 and level 2 banks, their size is small. Okay, so it's a big question mark, and sometimes, as I mentioned in the earlier discussions, like some of the vendors, their credibility is question mark. So I want to save money or I want to have a cost-effective solution. At the same time, I have to ensure the vendor credibility. So we have to balance between both. And in such cases, if vendors like Salesforce, where the credibility is not a question, if they are affordable and manageable in my budget and my framework, I think that will be definitely an option that even small banks can consider. But there will be one obstacle now that has diluted to a great extent, but still I want to take it a question and I want to ask it to all the panelists one by one about the cloud adoption. Okay, as it is said, like we are in banking, we are not a technology company, but the kind of the infrastructure requirement, if I have to plan any technology to be on-prem installed in my DC, okay, so the periphery requirements in terms of technology and infrastructure are so huge. Okay, so sometimes is a question like, am I running a bank or am I running a technology company? Okay, so this is a question mark, because even I also represent a bank as a board member. In my board meetings, okay, 30-40% of the board meeting bandwidth is in technology. Okay, so sometimes this question, and it will definitely intensify as the technology go ahead. But with the cloud adoption model, I think we can have a blend of technology, and I can leverage on the cloud hosting models, and as well as the resources requirement, because that is the next challenge. Okay, so I want to ask, starting from Vishram sir, what is your strategy on cloud adoption? How comfortable, and what are your thoughts on it?
Very rightly said. Board has definitely not complete view for going to cloud. So board still prefers that it should be kept in the bank only. So there are some issues at this point of time. Okay, gradually that will be taken care of. But I think migrating towards the cloud would be the path and the journey of the cooperative banks in future.
Chairman
Today,
sir,
technology-wise.
Sorry, Vishram sir, please finish.
Today, technology-wise and the basically understanding of the necessity of cloud-wise, there are apprehensions to go with, but gradually that will wither away.
Okay. Madan sir, what the board says? Sir, you are on mute. Please unmute and speak. Yeah.
Can you listen to me now?
Yeah. Yes.
See, there was a big debate whether the urban banks should host their CBS in cloud or on premise. Lot of discussion was happening. There were so many suggestions. About 15 years back, whether it is small or big, everybody was keeping their database in the bank only. Once this Gandhi committee, our deputy governor retired now, and Vishwanathan committee and all, RBI has examined the size of the cooperative banks, needs of the cooperative banks, and the technology requirements. And the committee reported that cloud is the best alternative. When RBI subcommittee headed by a deputy governor recommends that we can host in the cloud model, and it is the best model. Only thing is that security, data secrecy, privacy, data leak protection, and near data center in our office as a replication. That outsourcing rules and all, that new circular also has come. So when you outsource something, what care you should take, what is the policy initiative from your board and all that. We believe local database is also essential, a mix of it. We can have a private cloud. It should not be a public cloud for certain applications. For certain application, we can go for like Salesforce cloud, Azure cloud, or Amazon cloud. That is what is our view. Now I have a small question to Salesforce team. I have an imagination that Salesforce means is only a CRM software. So customer lead generation, conversion, complaint resolution, something like that. In the entire discussion, I understand that loan origination and credit card onboarding and all that. See, if in case of a loan origination, should I have another software for the loan origination, rule engine and all is there? Or you also have the loan origination software, or you from customer lead generation to sanction and release, your platform helps and I should have a loan origination software separately, or you have itself?
It's a comprehensive solution. It's a platform on which there are ready-made integrations available. And if a customer wants specific or more features or integrations, we can build those as well. We have a base BRE engine also. We also leverage customers' BRE engines. So it is highly customizable, and you don't need a separate loan origination platform. Our platform is that we do that.
Okay.
So, Arti ma'am, your views on cloud adoption strategies, can you mentor? Arti ma'am, you there? I think she's busy. Niranjan, can you put your views?
Yeah. So, so CBS on cloud, yes, we are still having CBS on in-prem only. We don't have CBS on cloud. But recently, our board has taken a decision of outsourcing as much solutions as possible on the cloud, or at least on the SaaS model. So, certain payment, digital payment, something like ATM, POS, e-coms, and those things can be on the SaaS model. So we have done that. Recently, we have also started using cloud for the UAT purpose, so that we can get the feel of how UAT environment works and how our team can gel with the new things. Because we are traditionally used to have this in-prem solution all the time, and having data center of our own. So we migrated to a co-location as such. The next step was to go to the cloud, and while going on the cloud, first UAT and then the DR part. So we have already done this. We have gone with UAT on the cloud. Now we are also planning DR, certain business applications which are not of very, having a lesser amount of data, or rather, which can have less. The downtime can be high or so something. Such application we have started moving on the cloud, and eventually we might go with the CBS, but that is not decided as of yet. Yes, there are a lot of traction on this particular topic, but the decision has not been made. But definitely, going down the line 5 years, I see cloud as the only way to manage infrastructure, because we will not have to have those technical knowledge or the technical resources. Engage on the bank's payroll. Rather, it can be outsourced to the company who are doing it best, right? They are technology company; they can do this part well. So this is the way going ahead. Maybe down the line 5 years, our CBS could be on the cloud. So quite possible.
Arti ma'am? कैलाश सर?
यस सर.
हाँ सर,
सर
आपके व्यूज जरा बताइए.
सर अभी बैंक का मेन बिजनेस है बैंकिंग करना, नॉट डेटा सेंटर मैनेज करना या टेक्नोलॉजी मैनेज करना. और जो पुराना टाइम था कि टीबी लेवल ब्रांच बैंकिंग था, टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था, उस टाइम आपको ब्रांच लेवल पे सर्वर रखना पड़ता था, क्योंकि उस टाइम बैंकिंग बिजनेस ऐसा था, जब आप बैंक में आते थे तब आपका बैंकिंग बिजनेस स्टार्ट होता था. आज का सिनेरियो अलग है. आज के सिनेरियो में 80 to 70% ट्रांजेक्शन जो है तो डिजिटल होते हैं. मीन्स ट्रेडिशनल बैंकिंग अभी खत्म हुआ है. अभी का जो बैंकिंग है टेक्नोलॉजी बैंकिंग. जिनका टेक्नोलॉजी ज्यादा डेवलप या उनका बिजनेस ज्यादा ग्रो होने वाला है, क्योंकि पहले कस्टमर का व्यू क्या था, मुझे एटीएम कार्ड भी नहीं चाहिए था। अभी कस्टमर का व्यू ऐसा है कि मुझे अभी कोई नहीं चाहिए, मुझे खाली एक मोबाइल चाहिए, मोबाइल से मैं हर एक बैंक को मैनेज कर सकता हूँ। क्योंकि कस्टमर के हाथ में बैंक गया है, बैंक के हाथ में कस्टमर नहीं है। पहले जब मॉर्निंग होता था, 10 बजे कस्टमर आता था, तब बैंकिंग स्टार्ट होता था। अभी बैंकिंग जो कर रहे हैं, तो बैंक पर्सन अभी बैक ऑफिस वर्क कर रहे हैं, मीन्स नॉट अ बैंकिंग कर रहे हैं। तो आज के सिनेरियो में आपका जिसकी एक्सपर्टीज जो है वो काम उसने करना चाहिए सबसे पहले। जिसके पास टेक्नोलॉजी, जिसके पास क्लाउड है, सिक्योरिटी है, मैन पावर है, तो उन्होंने सर्विसेज देखना चाहिए। मीन्स मैं ये चीज को दो जगह पे डिवाइड करना चाहूंगा। बैंक का बैंकिंग करना चाहिए, उसने टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं देखना चाहिए। क्योंकि बैंक लोन देगा, डिपॉजिट कलेक्ट करेगा, लोन देगा, वो सर्विस उसका है, वो मेन बिजनेस है। जिनके पास क्लाउड है या डेटा सेंटर है या साइबर सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट है, ये एआई टूल है, अभी एक चीज को खड़ा करने के लिए एक 1 करोड़ रुपए लगते होंगे, और 10 बैंक को शेयरिंग करेंगे तो उसका परसेंटेज कितना आता है? 10 लाख। मीन्स आज मुझे, मैं क्या देता हूँ उससे अच्छा है कि मैं आज क्या क्या सर्विस देता हूँ। मेरा डेटा सेंटर कहाँ है, मेरा सीबीएस कौन है, मेरा आईटी पर्सन कौन है, कस्टमर को कुछ जरूरत नहीं है। पहले कैसे था, जो भी बैंकिंग था तो माउथ पब्लिसिटी या पहचान से बैंकिंग चलता था। आज के डेट में किसके पास कितनी टेक्नोलॉजी है, कौन क्या क्या डिजिटल सर्विस दे रहा है, उसके पास कस्टमर जाता है। क्योंकि कस्टमर के हाथ में बैंकिंग है आज। और
Correct.
जो आज कहते हैं तो मेरा डेटा यहाँ रखने से डेटा शेयरिंग होगा, मेरा बिजनेस जाएगा, ये गलत है। अभी वेंडर मैनेजमेंट मीन्स जो अभी आरबीआई ने सर्कुलर निकाला है वेंडर मैनेजमेंट का, 33 पेज है, उसके एसएलए, उसका पेनल्टी क्लॉजेस, उसके एनडीए आपने प्रॉपर किए तो मुझे नहीं लगता वो डेटा कोई चुराएगा या कोई बिजनेस करेगा। क्या
Correct.
होता है कि हम कस्टमर को क्या बोलते हैं, नहीं नहीं मेरा डेटा सेंटर है, मेरा 3 स्टार डेटा सेंटर है, 4 स्टार डेटा सेंटर है। जो डेटा सेंटर मैनेज करने को जितने स्टाफ का खर्चा है, उससे 50% स्टाफ के खर्चे में आप क्लाउड का खर्चा है। आपकी नीड क्या
Absolutely.
है,
Hmm.
आपकी नीड क्या है और आप यूज क्या करते हो।
Yeah.
आपकी नीड है 1 TB, आप सर्वर, एक एक डेटाबेस सर्वर, दो डेटाबेस सर्वर, स्टोरेज, 2 डेटाबेस सर्वर जो लगा रहे हैं उनकी रैम आप यूज कर रहे हैं 128, यूज कर रहे हैं 64 के। मीन्स क्या होता है, और टेक्नोलॉजी हर 3 साल में आउटडेटेड होती है। आप कहाँ तक टेक्नोलॉजी का खर्चा करेंगे, मैन पावर को कितना खर्चा करेंगे, और उससे मिलने वाला क्या है? एंड रिजल्ट आपको बिजनेस उतना ही होने वाला है। आपके
Absolutely,
यहाँ
Kailash
डेटा
sir,
सेंटर
means uh, what you are highlighting, or the crux of entire the story is cloud is the way forward. Okay,
यस
so
यस, क्योंकि
you
क्लाउड
must
पे
be
आप जब
wondering, like, operative sector is cloud ready. Okay, so they have, most of them have already adopted, or they have the mindset and they understand or leverage the benefits of having cloud as an infrastructure part, and focus more on banking, and the technology part leave it to the leaders in the technology front, as Niranjan said. So I think this strategy will definitely help, and you must be, after this discussion, you must have different perception about cooperative banks, like they are matured enough and they have the mindset to go on the cloud and service model. And I think as Kailash sir was mentioning, that RBI has come up with outsourcing circular, and any vendor who is complying with that circular, so it is just part of having the right SLA, and you are free to go to cloud. So with that precautions, I think the cloud adoption is very much easy. And what Madan sir said, like, you are offering customer 360, as Srishti demonstrated at the start, that you have a complete spectrum of solution, right from onboarding, so lead generation, so KYC, then you have loan origination and the analytics based on it. So it gives a complete spectrum to the bank, not only to onboard, but it gives also data feed to the marketing department, for cross-selling and upselling. So entire data, once it is captured, it is available at every touch points, and it is made available to the board and marketing department for the informed decisions. So any concluding remarks on the ground? You saw the maturity and readiness of the cooperative banks. Over to Sonali for last concluding remarks.
Thank you so much. And it is so encouraging to see these views, right? So cloud ready. I would say, like I said, I work across private sector, public sector. I still see public sector banks taking very small baby steps, right? But I hear the same views from the large private banks as well. So I'm so glad to hear these views. Salesforce is a customer engagement layer to answer to many queries that came up through the session. We do end-to-end journeys. Wall-to-wall is what we call, where we help a bank, a financial institution, onboard a customer, service a customer, and do more with that customer, right? So bringing everything, giving that 360-degree view to your relationship manager, to your branch manager, various solutions. It's not only CRM, but we have an integration tool like MuleSoft. We have Tableau, which does all kind of analytics. We have CRM analytics. So a complete customer engagement platform is what Salesforce brings to the table. Very keen to engage with each and every one of you, wherever you would want to hear more about us. Salesforce is not a giant. Salesforce is very agile, very willing to work with customers like yours. This is a segment that we are very keen to engage and grow. We've been doing very well in the fintech space, who's equally cost conscious, right? Overall, India is a cost conscious market, and fintechs or smaller NBFCs, I gave a few examples, they also care of their profit. So we are aware of that, and hence we've tailor-made solutions accordingly. So happy to engage with every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you next week if you are coming to the main event as well.
Yes, thank you, Sonali. And just on the last, milestones, as Sonali said, we can start with the baby steps. Okay, so we can start with a single step like lead generation or customer onboarding, and gradually we can increase the footprints or the digitization index of the entire relationship. And all other things like relationship manager. Sonali, I must say, cooperative bank, every staff is a relationship manager. We don't have dedicated relationship manager because every staff has that attitude, and he works with that mindset. So definitely everyone can contribute to this, and we can start with Salesforce. So I think this on the vendor side, like cooperative bank side, the mindset that we had, how we can engage with the big vendors like Salesforce, it has addressed through your presentation and whatever sharing you made. And you also have got some kind of visibility because all these panelists are they are in different roles, different areas, and different size of the banks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I must thanks to Anupam and Ashish for having such a nice panel with blend of all geography wise, designation wise, and knowledge wise. So for a fruitful discussion, thank you all of you for sparing your time for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
We would look forward to see you in Mumbai. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
We didn't have time for Q&A. We didn't want to go ahead with that, or would you record that later and share it with us so that we can address or something of that sort?
Actually, we had only 2 questions.
Okay. What were the questions? So at least
One, I'll tell you. One came from specifically for Salesforce, which was as a technology provider, what opportunities does Salesforce see for itself in the urban cooperative banking sector?
Okay.
And the other was how difficult is it for cooperative banks to survive in today's digital era in comparison to the private banks?
Okay. Got it. Good inputs. And do you have the agenda for the event also?
Right away.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how is it going to be? And so we have our booth, I know that. And we have one speaker session, I know. But is there a topic that you have defined, or can we define our own topic?
I think it can be both ways, either ways.
Okay.
Uh,
But I
because
would like to know over the day also what other topics people are talking about so that it's not repetitive also, right? Because I understand other
Makes
vendors are
sense.
also participating.
Right. I'll ask Anupam to connect with you on this. Right now, I might not be
Sure.
having that
No
topic
problem. No
because I
problem.
don't take care of the sales or marketing part. I'm an editorial resource. I'm a journalist.
Okay.
So if you have any queries regarding interviews or articles, you can always get in touch with me. But
Okay.
for your query, I'll pass it on to the sales team and they'll get in touch with you.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye.
And your presentation was really nice.
Thank you.
Bye.